Sounds like or it looks like the green lights are on. They're starting to enter the course. So we'll be live racing here very shortly. This is the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. We've got 14 that will be taking the green flag here any moment. And half of them advance, so we'll take 7 that'll go straight to the main. And then the UTV Heat 2, the same thing. There'll be another 14 UTVs going. And we have a live racetrack. Green flags rolling. Boars out front. Casey Shear side by side. Heading towards the first jump. Boar does take the whole shot. Casey Shear, last year's winner, hot on his heels. The course is absolutely perfect, 0 dust, but that will start to fade away later on today, won't it, Scott?
Yeah, with the problem we had yesterday, like you had mentioned earlier, was the high wind. We were getting upwards of 50 to 55 mile an hour wind gusts, and so that was actually drying out the track faster than the sun. So today we probably have what, maybe 3, maybe 4 mile an hour winds right now, and the track should at least hold up real well for the next 3, 4, maybe 5 races.
And you can see the 2 Can-Ams out front, Boar and Shear battling it out. They're heading, they just went through the laser nut tree jump. Heading towards the Steelite Gunite section, a cool little man-made rock section, as you can see those UTVs blasting through there. Up next will be that Talladega style berm, the Nitto berm.
Yeah, they were just absolutely kicking up. This look actually yesterday was so dusty, looked like a huge silt bed, like you see pictures from the Baja 1000 or 500. Right now, you'd never even know we had that dust issue yesterday.
The safety crew worked all night long, make sure we're absolutely perfect. They're getting ready to hit the MBRP launch jump. This will be a fun one to watch all day long. As they sky out that little downhill jump, the Can-Am still holding strong out front.
Well, you have one of these machines at home, Miles, and with all the racing going on, again, with all the different classes, this is not the only time that these cars are going to be on the track. You know, on a scale of 1 to 100, what do you think these guys are running it at? Trying to keep it, like, save their vehicles 75, 80%, or are they just going all out?
It's great to have a game plan, and yeah, you want to run that 80 to 90%, I would assume, but if somebody's trying to pass you, you're going to push 100%. As you can see, there's a couple passes on the outside. Looks like they're trying to stick.
Just got a report on the track that Casey Shear has got a broken car. Not sure what the mechanical issue is, but Casey Shear having problems and might be out of the race.
So Boar is still out front. I believe I still saw Casey Shear on. Oh, we have one upside down. We have our Jeep out there trying to get him righted, so we do have a yellow in the Nitto berm right now.
No, Miles explained the yellow flag. It's not a full course yellow on a track like this. It's a yellow zone. Kind of talk us through that.
So what that means is do not run race speed. You have to slow down, be cautious. There is an issue in the area. No passing whatsoever. Make sure it's a local flag only to that spot in the track, whether it's the corner, whether it's this little straightaway. So it's a local caution. That means slow down, pay attention. As soon as you physically see you've passed it, back to race speed. You have a green track the rest. That can be a full course red if there's a medical emergency of some sort. We are hoping not to have that happen. So far it's just the caution yellow right here, and they're coming up to it right now. So you can see they've slowed down. Try not to gain any advantage under a yellow. No passing.
That was real big. They addressed that real stout yesterday morning at the driver's meeting. Do not run up on the guy in front of you under a yellow flag in that yellow zone. They're watching real close. JT Taylor was very stern about that. If we catch you trying to make up time in that yellow zone, they're going to throw out the black flag or penalize them somehow.
And the black flag, again, JT does not want to do that, but he was talking about that. If you get a black flag, you have to go to the hot pits and come to a complete stop. And depend on what you did, it depends on how long you have to wait there. So again, we just don't want to keep the racing completely fair as they're coming down the MBRP launch jump right there. That's a Gomez in the back coming down the MetalCloak Rocks section.
You know that he's getting a lot of communication right now from that team.
He's chasing down Clark, so through the cloak work, they're neck and neck, cruising through. And it's Darian Gomez's driver a record, but he's got his buddy racing for him because in the NorCal race here recently, he took a little bit of a tumble and he's got a sore back. So driver record is Darian Gomez, but he's got a stand-in driver today.
It's just a strange dynamic of this track. We watched in the last lap. Right now, all these cars are spread out, and a pretty sizable gap between first and second, third and fourth. But when they come up to some of these rock sections, next thing you know, they get through the rock sections and they're all grouped together. Top 6 cars, all almost bumper to bumper.
And as you saw that took off, Bohr and Shear were side by side, but they've dropped all the way towards the back of the pack, so tough break for them. Sounded like he had a little bit of right front issue, but it is Clark and Gomez, Cole Clark and the Gomez car up front, 1 and 2. Travis Zollinger 3, Matt Lippman 4, Brecken Merriman 5, Casey Peoples 6, George Lisenberry 7, Justin Bohr 8, Ed Fulkerson 9, Casey Shear 10, Karen Cox 11, rounding out the field.
Now, with the top 7 advancing into the main event, if you're running 4th or 5th and you find yourself this far back, wouldn't your spotter be telling you at this point, okay, kind of reel it in, we got one more lap to go, save the equipment?
Yeah, save the car, because there is Heat 1, there's Heat 2, there's an LCQ, there's multiple ways to get in the big race today. So definitely if you're that far back, save the car, get back to the pits, give it a check over, and keep on going. But it looks like Cole Clark still has holding the lead over the Gomez car. And this is Heat 1 for the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. Track conditions are still absolutely perfect. As I look back, a little bit of dust out there, but boy, they did a great job, the Hammer King crew alongside NorCal Racing. They've got 3 water trucks they've been running all night long. They've got dozers, they've got all sorts of heavy equipment out there. We've got our own Hammer King marshals all over the course, making sure everybody's safe and sound. But race conditions are absolutely perfect this morning. This is the 2018 MetalCloak Stampede. So heading towards the Holly EFI 180 turn back there. As you can see, that live drone gives such a cool shot. Now they're heading through the roller section. So 1 lap to go of racing. And George Lisenberry is on that little bubble. We'll see if Justin Bohr can bump him out. So again, the top 7, Cole Clark, Darian Gomez, Travis Zollinger, Matt Lippman, Brecken Miramon, Casey Peoples, George Lisenberry if it holds. So this is their final lap to go. So far, Cole Clark and Darian Gomez way out front, pulling a pretty good lead out there. We've got cameras all over the course, so I hope you guys back home are tuned in, checking out ultra4racing.com/live. As you can see him launch the MBRP jump, heading into the KMC kicker jump. So through the Cloakwork Rocks section, looks like Cole Clark should get it. Driver record Darius Gomez should get second. So it does look like it was Cole Clark, Darian Gomez, Travis Zollinger. great run in the 4900 Can-Am UTV class. So that bubble, we'll see how that holds up. Because again, the top 7 advance to the main event later on today. And remember, everything